Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Your game is coming up next. But here's some information from the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
6 easy ways to become an MVP. And by MVP, we mean most valuable parent. Like all of us, the parents of high school athletes tend to protect their children from adversity, or they overly involve themselves by advocating for their success. But when they do, they're negating the value of participating in high school sports. Among other lessons, high school sports teach teenagers to take nothing for granted, how to overcome obstacles, and that an extraordinary commitment of time and effort is required in order to reach goals and experience achievement. High school sports also encourage independence and self-sufficiency, attributes that are needed to be successful in life. It's natural for parents to love their children, and it's important to support them in as many ways as possible. With this in mind, here are 6 easy ways that you can be the MVP of your child's high school team. Number 1, attend your children's games as often as possible. Nothing demonstrates interest and involvement more than being there. And be sure to invite Grandma and Grandpa to come along with you. Number 2, cheer for all the kids on the team, not just your own. Here's a test for you. Do you know all the players on your child's team? Could you say hello to them by their first name? Embracing the entire team is a great way to show that your interest is sincere. Number 3, be a resource for your child's team. Does a teammate need help with transportation? Is the team trying to raise money for new uniforms? Is someone needed to organize a pizza party before the tournament starts? Maybe you can help. Number 4, try not to criticize the coach or the officials in front of your child. Hey, you're human, and there may be times when you need to vent. But be careful when and to whom.
Who's going to be more dominant on the boards? I'm really interested to see Catherine Perry versus Ariana Wiggins. Who's going to score more? Who's going to do more? Who's going to stop more?
Look at it.
Are they going to go inside out? How are they going to play defensively? How are they going to stop Wiggins? Because we haven't seen the Shenandoah team so far this year. We can only go off of what they did last year. And looking at the roster for Shenandoah, a lot of their players are seniors. You have 3 sophomores and a couple of freshmen, but the rest are seniors. So you have the experience and the senior leadership from Shenandoah. So I don't expect the rest to be lasting too long, but I do expect just maybe a couple mishaps to start off with in the beginning, and then hopefully they settle in and this can become a really competitive game down the stretch.
So this evening we have Heritage Christian and Shenandoah. Currently, those pictures, obviously, they are frozen. We're working on the technical side to get the picture back up and running at full speed. We'll have that up as soon as we possibly can. But first-year coach Cassie Weissman for Heritage Christian, the Eagles that got in. This is not an easy schedule. It's a typical tough schedule for Heritage Christian. And if you're going to be replacing coaching legend and Rick Reisinger, you can't make it any tougher playing both Lawrence schools. Those are the ones you beat, and then East Central and Carmel. All 4 very tough matchups, and then the 2A school, the first 2A school, first non-4A school on the schedule is Shenandoah, who's predicted to be in the top 10 in the state, and at least in class. That's what a way to test yourself and your program from the get-go.
Yeah, and I mentioned with Kurt Darling, we have the game Saturday, and I mentioned for Coach Weissman, hopefully she comes in and just doesn't try to fill the shoes of Coach Reisinger just because he was a coaching legend and, your style is going to be different from his. So hopefully the players can adjust to what Coach Weissman wants to do this year, and Coach Weissman can just kind of integrate her own style, her own technique into this team. So far at 2-2, I'd say the team is doing pretty well under Coach Weissman. But I think she's going to be a really good coach. There's a lot of senior leadership on this Heritage Christian team as well. Next year, you're going to be losing Tierney Brown and Ariana Wiggins, Jasmine Williams, who's a starter for this team, and also Courtney Lee. So that's 4 seniors that are starters that you're going to be losing. So I think next year is going to be the real key for Coach Weissman. And what can she do? Can she bring some talent in? Is she going to be going from her JV roster, the homegrown people on the roster now, are they going to take a leap up? How's that going to work out? So I think Coach Weissman is going to be pretty well set for this year, and she knows what she needs to do, run the ball through Ariana Wiggins and Tierney Brown. But I think next year is going to be even more interesting to see how she can coach a team without as much senior leadership when she really has the keys to this team.
Then for Shenandoah, Damian Wyatt, he is in his beginning his fourth campaign at Shenandoah.
Improved every single year, and he's also a really good coach. And again, when you have Catherine Perry and Erica Hill on your team for 4 years, you're going to continue to get better because they're going to get better. And obviously, Catherine Perry over 1,300, close to 1,400 points for her career at Shenandoah. Erica Hill, all-time leading rebounder at Shenandoah. So he's had some good players throughout his 4 years, but it's going to be the same as Coach Weissman. You lose those two next year. You lose Jenna Stewart, who's also a starter for this team, and Rachel Sodden. So those are 4 senior starters that you're going to be losing next year too. So again, Coach Williams is going to be restarting next year, so to speak. So we'll have to see how he can inherit Shenandoah's team next year. Is it going to be someone on this team stepping up to be the next Catherine Perry, or are you going to have someone come in that's a freshman who just really knocks your socks off and can step in that role?
It's going to be interesting to see what Shenandoah has ahead of them. It's going to be interesting what we have ahead of us. Charles and I are going to take a quick little breather. We're going to take and then be back in a minute, and then we will continue to get you set for this matchup, Heritage Christian and Shenandoah tonight on Indiana SRN.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Welcome back, everybody. Returning to the action quickly, 5-0 Shenandoah. That down low is Erica Hill from the free throw line, swinging it around. We'll introduce everybody now. That's Hannah Zodi. Top of the key is Catherine Perry. Around the horn is Jenna Stewart, and moving around is Rachel Sodden, number 4 in black. We'll have the scoreboard up in a moment and the game clock, but there's about just under 6 minutes to play here. And down low, Hill trying to go to work on Lee. Not that accurate on that shot. And now it's swung back around. Here's Sodden. How about Stewart? No, and a rebound for Courtney Lee.
We've seen a lot of that rebounding from Courtney Lee. So here's to this fast-paced offense here by Heritage Christian.
Trying to get the lid off this game. Heritage Christian misses their first jumper, and now it'll slow down briefly for Catherine Perry. The starters for Heritage Christian, Tierney Brown, Jasmine Williams. Tierney is number 3, Williams number 4. Ari Wiggins, the great player, future Michigan Wolverine, is number 12. 14, Audrey Boer, and 44, Courtney Lee. This jumper no good by Zodi, and here is Ari. Pops that J, leaves it a little short. Gets her own rebound. Lee will finish it.
Well, that's a good play there by Ari Wiggins. You missed the jump shot, but you stay with it, and then you find Courtney Lee down on the post. They didn't seem to block her out, and a good look there at finding Courtney Lee.
Down low, Hill finishes off her first couple points of the game, and now it is 7-2 in favor of Shenandoah. Quickly down low, out of bounds, and this will be a turnover for Heritage Christian. Turnovers can be a problem for them. And our first sub of the game for Shenandoah is Holly Shepard.
Heritage Christian trying to move just a little bit too fast. At that time, turn the ball over. So Shenandoah off to a good start here, 7-2. We obviously missed the first 5 points, so we'll see if we can somehow find a way to see who scored those first points as a good jumper by Catherine Perry.
So she's got at least 2 of the 9 that she needs. We'll see if she can continue to accumulate those. Working from the top is Brown. Jasmine, this will be an interesting to see how Shenandoah is is packed in defensively. This is going to be Heritage Christian going to dare the Eagles to shoot, not necessarily their strong suit on the year, just over 37% from deep for Heritage Christian. And as you can see, didn't really work very well that time. And a little whistle and timeout on the floor.
Looks to be maybe a 30-second timeout, so that's a good timeout maybe by Coach Weissman. You see her kind of getting in there,
actually, yeah, Shenandoah took it. So,
okay.
But it worked out for Coach Weissman. She's able to talk to her girls. But if you're looking, if Shenandoah is going to stay in that zone, and then Heritage Christian, you have to react to it, it takes away those driving lanes for the Eagles.
That too, and then you're going to need to have some good shooters. And they don't really shoot the three-point shot as well. Tierney Brown only 29% from the field. Wiggins is only 5%. She's 1 for 20. So if Shenandoah stays in that zone, they're going to force Heritage Christian to be shooters, and that's not what the strong suit is of Heritage Christian. So Wiggins is going to have to step up her shooting. So is Tierney Brown.
Turnover right at midcourt. Boer able to pluck the pocket of Zodi. Now Tierney swings it. Wiggins didn't have a good step on that shot. Williams will try, though. Stuffed by Hill. And now Wiggins for three. Maybe her toe on the line, but put off the back iron. Rebound for Perry.
And you see what Shenandoah does. Once they get the rebound, they slow things down a little bit. Two contrasting styles of offense between Heritage Christian and Shenandoah.
Sodden quickly. This is Shepard, newly into the game. Sodden again. Nice backdoor cut by Perry. She
Good
feeds
play.
it to Hill, but a little too strong on the first put up, and the second one is good. That's 4 for Erica Hill.
Good backdoor cut there by Catherine Perry, then a nice lead off to Erica Hill. Couldn't finish the first time, but you mentioned the leading rebounder for the school. Got her own rebound, then put it back up. 11-2.
And that's the first foul of the game is going to be against Catherine Perry, Cat, as she's affectionately known. First player, or fastest ever to 1,000 points at Shenandoah. Took her 55 games, and this errant pass by Brown and the turnover is a problem for Heritage Christian here in the early going. Hill. Nice pass to Sodden. This one deflected. Heritage Christian gets a lot of those. Perry knows how to find the bottom of the bucket and gets another deuce.
You know, as you can see, Catherine Perry, not the tallest person on the court, and she's going down there in the quote-unquote trees and somehow puts up a floater. She's got 5 points away from the record if she hasn't scored already.
That'll be the thing. We'll try to confirm that as soon as possible. Want to be accurate. And here's Brown. Not much room inside. Shenandoah very disciplined. They've had a lot of time to practice it. As Williams, that pass, not able to thread it to Brown. Wiggins splits them all and finds the jumper. It's 2 for Ari, her first of the game.
That's good for her, but you saw how she got to the middle of that zone in the free throw line. That's what Heritage Christian is going to have to do if they want to break this zone.
Hill,
wow.
Nice move. 44 on 44 crime that time. Makes it an 11-point game. Wiggins for the answer. No. 90 seconds to play here. First quarter on Indiana SRN. Shenandoah, first game of the year, and they look very lively. Perry for 3. No, off the back iron, but who else? Erica Hill. What a great first quarter by Erica.
She's got at least 8 points, Jonathan. She's been all over the boards. I've got her down for 2 or 3 boards at least. And again, she has 8 of the 17 points so far for Shenandoah. You know, Shenandoah, as you mentioned, is looking good, but again, they're slowing down their offense and letting the offense running their sets. For Heritage Christian, it's that zone, and the zone is going to be a tough problem for Heritage Christian because they just don't have shooters on this team. They're going to have to find a way, I think, get Carly Jones in the middle, then have her be the playmaker, or get Tierney Brown in the middle, let her be the facilitator, and then hopefully you can knock down a shot.
The 53% free throw shooter, Hill, makes it. She has 9 points at least here in the first quarter. And Heritage Christian down a ton, down 14 in the first quarter. Only 4 points, 2 by Wiggins and 2 by Courtney Lee. Brown looks to add and does, splashing in a 3 off the back iron.
And she might have to be their three-point shooter tonight. She's the best one on the team. I mentioned earlier at 29%. She's going to have a big game from the perimeter, or at least in the mid-range game for Heritage Christian.
See, Shenandoah's offense has been very tough, or at least Erica Hill backing up, create space, moving Courtney Lee out of the lane. Now they go to the Hill. And a foul on Heritage Christian. It's on Tierney Brown. First, team second. A very clean first quarter when it comes to fouls. Only a couple on Heritage Christian, 1 on Shenandoah. And the Raiders have 36 seconds to get the final shot of the game. Or the first quarter, rather. It took too long. Needed to get back in quicker to make that legal. Good thought, though.
It was a good play. They got it to Perry in the corner, and then hopefully they were going to do that quick pass. She got back in bounds and post up on that right block, but she was still out of bounds when they made that play. So turnover for Shenandoah. Let's see if Heritage Christian can capitalize.
Wiggins for 3. Good! She made 2 of them last time out and now getting a little bit more accurate. 8-point Shenandoah lead. Final seconds of the first, and a foul will be called. If that's on, who is that on? It's a travel.
Wow.
I thought it was going to be on Jasmine Williams, but instead it's a travel for Perry.
So a 6-0 run for Heritage Christian here, 2 threes in a row. If they can score here and make it a 6 to 5 point game going into the second quarter, that's going to be huge for Heritage Christian when they were down 18-4.
Brown with 3 to shoot. And a foul. It's an offense, 3 seconds in the lane on Courtney Lee. Not a backbreaker, but not good at all. And it'll be a 3 1/3 for Perry and Shenandoah.
Well, they wanted to run that same play they did last time, the flare for Wiggins, where she's at the top of the key, set it screen, and she flares out to the right wing and for a 3, but couldn't find her.
Full court pressure from Wiggins. Heave off the back iron. And we're going to the end of the first quarter. Shenandoah leads 18-10 on Eagle basketball on Indiana SRN.
Hey, it's Keith Myers from Indiana Sports Radio Network. Well, thank you that you're watching the game tonight on Indiana SRN. If you would like to know more information about Indiana SRN, send me an email, coach@indianasrn.org. As vice president of this company, we hope that you sit back and enjoy the game. It's Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Welcome to the second quarter, everybody. Not the best first quarter by Heritage Christian, but they ended with a couple long-range bombs from Tierney Brown and Ari Wiggins to make it a lot more respectful, getting it down to 8.
Ended on a 6-0 run there, Jonathan, and that's what they're going to need. In this mid-range shot there, you're going to have to start knocking that down as Jasmine Williams did, because they're playing that zone as Shenandoah. They're forcing Heritage Christian to become shooters and not allowing Wiggins to get out in transition.
Here's Zodi. Only saw a little bit of number 30 in dark blue. Saw a lot of Hill, and this pass was tipped by Brown, but following it up and leaving the shot a little bit short. Maybe it was tipped by Perry, but Hill is there, and a foul is called on Courtney Lee, her second. Back to the line will go Hill. She's 1 for 1 on the game.
You mentioned she's a 53% free throw shooter. So if it comes down to free throws later in the game, I think Heritage Christian would be somewhat happy to get her at the free throw line, although she is going to the U for shot puts. So you would think maybe the shot putting might play a little into the free throw factor.
Well, Shaq tried that approach in his day and quite ineffectively. And our first sub of the game for Heritage Christian, Lily Chapman in for Lee, who has a couple fouls. The depth for these two teams tonight is going to be severely tested. 7 players for Shenandoah have dressed for the game, and that's now the 10th point for Erica Hill at least, and 8 for Heritage Christian. So short benches for both teams. Foul trouble would be just paramount. You have to try to avoid it. And here's Chapman, or not, Boer rather, leaves it short. Chapman was there looking for the rebound, and here's Perry. Nice pass, Zodi, and she traveled though.
The Shenandoah team's a really good passing team, and they can pass whether it be their guards or the bigs. And in their first game of the year, they look crisp in running those plays, and they look comfortable allowing the bigs to pass it to the other cutting players.
Wiggins, who has 5 points, sends it over to Williams, who has scored the only bucket of this second quarter thus far. And here's that 2-3 zone from Shenandoah, making it difficult for Heritage Christian to find a window, or never mind. Tierney Brown's going to the line.
But you see where she was, Tierney Brown, in the middle of that 2-3 zone. That's what Heritage Christian and Coach Wiseman is going to have to make that adjustment in doing. You either put Wiggins or Brown in that middle and then allow them to be the playmaker. Once they turn to the basket and they can see the court very well, allow Brown or Wiggins to be your playmakers. And that time Brown recognized she had the mismatch, drive into the basket, and gets to the line.
And Tierney, the best free throw shooter thus far on the year for Heritage Christian, makes her first. And the second. 5 for Brown. Ties Wiggins for the lead on the team in points. And it's a 7-point game in favor of Shenandoah. Nice little creative floating pass by Perry. Looking down low for Hill. I think everybody's looking for Hill. But she's fronted well by Brown this time. Newly into the game, Kayla Mutersbaugh. Number 22 in dark navy blue. That's her. And this pass stolen away by Wiggins. Left-handed, yes.
And you see 19-14, Jonathan, at Heritage Christian is on a 10-0 run against Shenandoah, but you see the full court pressure picking up Catherine Hill. It's a turnover for Shenandoah. The full court pressure has now kind of disrupted the Shenandoah offense a little bit.
And those are the turnovers you can ill afford to have. I know, first game of the year, but Heritage Christian, they feast on turnovers. Their opponents turning it over about 12 times a game, which does not sound like a ton, but Heritage Christian is so good at converting those turnovers to points.
Well, again, it just leads like in the game on last Saturday. Defense turning into offense. Another slow start from Heritage Christian, but their defense has picked up, and then that allows Heritage Christian to get out in transition. Nice Euro.
Nice move by Tierney Brown. She has 7. Now 5.5 to go, inside 5.5 in this first half. Working it around. Stewart looks down low for Hill, and it's out of play, and it's going to be another opportunity for Heritage Christian to carve into that lead. That 1-point lead.
So, yeah, 1-point lead. Heritage Christian has climbed all the way back. And again, it's their defense and offense.
Here's Hill on the one-woman fast break. It looks like she drew some contact on Brown. And that would be Tierney's second.
So that's going to be something for Brown to have to pay attention to. You already mentioned the short depth of the bench for Heritage Christian, but they can ill afford to lose Brown and or Wiggins. If one of them goes out, it's going to be very difficult for this team to get back in the game.
Oh, that's easy pickings for Wiggins. You have to be crisp on those outlet passes or at least inbounds passes. Ari got the sticky fingers and looks for the silky jumper and gets the friendly roll. That's 10 for Wiggins. And it is a lead for Heritage Christian.
The first of the game, I believe.
Indeed, at least by our count.
Good luck. Again, the bigs for the Shenandoah team can really pass the ball. They seem to be seeing the court really well, and what helps the bigs with that is the cutting by the guards. Coach will always tell you, if you don't have the ball, don't just stand around waiting for the ball to get to you. Make yourself available, cut to the basket, set screens, move around, get this defense moving. That's exactly what Shenandoah has done so far in this first half, and it's led up to the 19 points and a high assist total for their bigs.
Holly Shepard's first free throw is no good. So 1 point lead for Heritage Christian. Missed them both. Can ill afford to miss those opportunities. Shenandoah getting their sea legs against a very tough opponent. There's about halfway through this second quarter. This would be the danger time for Shenandoah. You can't let Heritage Christian get too far in front.
Yep, again, they were down 18-4 at one point in the first. Now it's 20-19, so Heritage Christian has stormed all the way back. Again, defense leading to offense.
Wiggins. Nice on the step back.
Wow. But again, she has the height advantage over all the players for Shenandoah, albeit Hill and Stewart. So if she's going to be guarded by Catherine Perry, top of the key, she's going to take that shot all day.
And there's some contact down low. That's going to be the second foul of the game on Lily Chapman. And the sixth on Heritage Christian in the quarter, or at least in the first half. So here's a chance to get back at it for Jenna Stewart. On the year, 73% from, or last year she was 73% from the line, makes the first. Her first point of the game. And the second's good. 1 point Heritage Christian lead. And see just the confidence that Wiggins and Heritage Christian are playing with right now, Charles. They look a lot more ready for it. And Wiggins, that one off target, but not afraid to shoot, and she's been shooting much better in this game. This ball skipped and kicked.
You saw how wide that 2-3 zone went, though. Normally you like to see a tight 2-3 zone with the two guards standing a little bit closer to one another, but they want to play towards that wing. They saw Heritage Christian run that flare play with Wiggins a couple times in the first quarter, so now they're going to extend those two guards. You see the guards top of the key there, free throw line extended. Watch when Wiggins has the ball, they might extend those guards out a little bit farther just so they can not have that wing shot available.
Here's Ari, foot over the line and good again. Man, her deep mid-range game, she is on point. She take a couple inches back, and that's a three, but she has 13 points as it is.
Well, in the year, she's shooting about 45% from the field, and they're going to need all 45 and more if they're going to win this game today.
Brown with the bump, thought she was going to get a foul call, and this pass was to nobody, just heaved wildly, and Heritage Christian will be able to run their offense again, up three. Boer.
Again, you see how far wide those guards are. Top of the key.
Oh, mishandled by Brown, but it's not going to hurt Heritage Christian. Boer at the window, and the floater is good. A timeout on the floor. It's a full timeout. We'll take one, too. You're watching Eagle Basketball on Indiana SRN.
Every day, Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling keeps Hoosiers comfortable at home When you see our bright orange trucks on the road or in your neighborhood, you know the Summers tradition of trust is alive and well. We deliver essential services where you need them, when you need them. We're trusted for quality service at fair prices. Plus, we do what it takes to keep you safe in a time like this. Just call Summers and enjoy the season at home in comfort.
Welcome back, everybody. 26-21 here at Heritage Christian High School. Good game thus far. Heritage Christian started a little slow, but they picked up the pace. And now with 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go, the Shenandoah is in the position where their defense they've been trying to force Heritage Christian to shoot over them. The Eagles have accepted that task and have been doing pretty well at it.
They have, and their defense, you mentioned, again, Shenandoah was up 18-4 at one point in the first quarter, we'll say with about 2 minutes left, and they have only scored 3 points in a matter of a quarter between now. So the defense has really picked up for Heritage Christian, and they haven't even gone to zone. They've gone man-to-man, but they have the height difference over the guards. So Coach Weissman feels comfortable playing man-to-man and having Wiggins try to stop Catherine Perry.
And so far, you see Ari is marking Perry at around the three-point arc. No one can mark Hill. She has 12.
And I think that's going to be a good matchup, too, between Tierney Brown and Erica Hill. Both have the size to compete with each other down on the lower block. So far, Hill's got the advantage.
And that's in and out for Brown. And now Perry, who has been largely quiet in the second quarter, trying to nail that school record for total points. She can do it tonight. And here's another foul down low. And that is, by our count, the third on number 3, Tierney Brown.
Yep, so Courtney Lee hasn't been in the game this entire second quarter, so we'll see if Coach Weissman, as you just saw her run at the bottom of your screen, get her back in the game. So if Courtney Lee, if she is in foul trouble and Tierney Brown's in foul trouble, it's going to be interesting to see who they want to put on Erica Hill. She could have a ginormous game if both Courtney Lee and Tierney Brown continue to be in foul trouble.
She's already having a phenomenal game. Her career high, just for the record, is 29 points. She's done that twice. She currently has at least 13. Missed the second. It's a 2-point game.
So you see the zone again. Carly
Boer a three, in and out, rebound, Jenna Stewart. And now Perry. Here's Zodi. A little bit of zone action for Heritage Christian this time. Perry will shoot over them all, but misses a little long. Easy rebound for Lee with 66 seconds to play. What a pass by Wiggins, but Jasmine Williams can't finish it.
Those are the ones you got to finish. A great passer from Wiggins. Good court vision. Williams on the outlet has to finish that layup. That could come back to haunt him.
Down low and missing was Stewart. And now here's Wiggins. Inside 50 seconds to play. Wiggins gets her own rebound and has 15.
That's a tough play there from Wiggins. Again, has the height advantage, but way to just stick with it and get points. She's the only double-digit scorer for Heritage Christian. And now another turnover for Shenandoah. So, again, you scored about 6 points in about 10 minutes of gameplay for Shenandoah. Heritage Christian, their defense, has really picked up, scored 24 points throughout that. So, again, slow start Saturday, slow start again today, but the defense has really picked up and has led to their offense, and they've shot the ball particularly better than they have throughout the entire season.
Are you going to hold for the final shot here? Strong first half thus far. 15 for Ari Wiggins. Getting the Williams screen. The J missed it long. It's tapped out by Perry. She's not going to get it off, and we're going to go to halftime. Heritage Christian, slow start, but hot finish. They lead 28-24 here on Indiana SRN.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Well, the foundation was a dream that I had when I first took over as commissioner in 2011. And one of the first questions that was asked to me upon assuming the new job was, what are you going to do to help schools? And one of those was to try to help them financially. And so we've been working on this notion of trying to help schools financially, but at the same time, try to emphasize and accentuate the education side of athletics. And we like to call ourselves education-based athletics. Because of that, we're trying to fund programming that might not necessarily be funded by a member school, such as leadership training for student athletes, coaching education for our coaches, and those types of initiatives where we can expand our breadth and depth of what we're doing, and then try to help our member schools with the students that they serve.
Well, I just joined the foundation in September. I'm thrilled for the opportunity to be part of this team and part of this program. I love high school athletics. It's been meaningful for me, my family, and my children, and I'm just thrilled for the opportunity to be part of the team. Well, I feel so excited about this opportunity because we can make a difference. And I feel like when you come into this job, for me personally, you get a chance to go make a difference in this area of the state, in all three of our districts, from state line to state line.
I heard about the foundation from Bobby Cox, and he called me and said, would you be interested? Well, how do you say no to an organization that your father's been involved in? I've participated. I've given lectures to coaches on athletic training and participation. So I jumped at the opportunity to give something back to the IHSAA.
Well, the foundation's set up currently to start to provide programs for schools around the state, specifically for student leadership opportunities, coach, administrator, principal, superintendent development opportunities for them as well. So some of our future plans would include raising money so we can provide scholarships for students and deserving students, also provide grants to some of the schools around the state that don't have the resources that a lot of the other bigger schools may have.
Well, obviously sports is our world here at the Indianapolis Colts, and you can't work for a pro football team without being a huge proponent of sports in general. And the things that sports teaches young people, it mirrors life in a lot of ways. You know, it teaches teamwork and goal setting and perseverance, discipline, and it also teaches you the rewards of hard work. And there's such a high an adrenaline rush when you've achieved or been victorious or performed well after months, if not years, of preparation and hard work. And that's just one of the reasons that we support the IHSAA Foundation.
Yes, I think that quite clearly there are communities that have rallying, galvanizing impacts, and high school sports has always been that in the state of Indiana. But you also see that growing commitment around communities as they spend their evenings with their children as well as with the people that they know in their communities, and it really brings communities together. So I think that high school athletics has a significant role in positive development of our various communities around the state. You can't quite compete if you don't have the same equipment, you don't have the same resources, you don't have the same nutrition, you don't have the same sort of coaching, but you can elevate that by contributing to the IHSAA's foundation, which supports those initiatives.
Every young person deserves the opportunity just the same to participate and to be a part of things. And so the opportunity the foundation has to increase the role of student athletes in their community, to strengthen the relationship and the role and the effectiveness and the leadership of their coaches, to learn to be leaders. Being a part of a team is a great leadership development experience.
Women who are in board roles, women who are leading companies, guess what one of the number one alignment items is? Leadership in played high school and probably college sports. That matters, and both of those are education-based. So it had an impact on me. I'm now a businesswoman. I also coach basketball, but having to juggle education and sports and perform both at a high level is really, really a lesson learned for life.
Education-based athletics matters, the student and the athlete. We take that seriously, the student first, the athlete second. The field of play is an extension of the classroom where these kids are learning life lessons that they will take with them for the rest of their lives.
Athletics is an extension of the classroom. And how it impacted me, I had to learn how to operate on a team. And then as I became a captain, then I had to learn how to coach and guide my colleagues. Guess what? That then happened at work. 10 and 20 and now 30 years later. You have to learn how to show up and be on time. The bus leaves. If you're not there, you can't go. Many times, the discipline and the feedback isn't maybe as harsh as it is in the classroom, and it's very quick and potentially harsh, but kind and loving and wanting to get better in sports and on the field.
I think in high school athletics, you learn a lot about leadership. I was able to be a team captain for 3 years, and I learned so much that it's not just about the position, but it's about the influence that you're able to make towards a positive change with a mission greater than yourself. And that lesson for me has been able to apply to going to Notre Dame, being a team captain there, to going and playing 5 years professionally and a year in the NBA. And there's a difference in the resilience of the athletes that played high school athletics. And there's a difference in how they're able to bounce back the day after a tough loss, or they're able to bounce back after a coach corrects them on the thing that they need to do. And the resilience and the opportunity to be able to lead in that way is something that's going to carry well past, but be able to be learned better there than it can, in my opinion, any other place.
Well, our patrons can all go to our website and they can get involved with donating to the foundation. We like to call that investing. We're investing in young people, investing in our schools. And then our schools will have an opportunity to solicit funds in the forms of grants from our foundation board, and we will entertain those grants on an annual basis and make awards based upon those requests that we receive. And we want that to be an ongoing and a growing opportunity for not only our patrons that support us at our contest and our communities, but also our member schools to identify things they feel that are important in their schools and their communities where they need additional funding and support, and that's something that the foundation can be a part of.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
Welcome back, everybody. Getting ready for the second half of play. Third quarter leading scorers, Ariana Wiggins, 15 for Heritage Christian, 7 for Tierney Brown. For Shenandoah, 15 for Erica Hill. And the big one, Kat Perry has 7, 2 shy of the school record. And here she is facing that double team. Heritage Christian going to do everything in their power not to let her get it. But maybe from the corner. No. A little down low and a tussle for the ball. Jump ball called. Great hustle by Erica Hill. And if you're Audrey Boer, you got to be a little bit quicker on that.
You see the zone. So now they're going to force Shenandoah, who really struggled shooting in that second quarter. They only scored 6 points in that second quarter. Heritage Christian says, okay, you want to go zone on us. We're going to go zone on you, make you shoot the shot. from the perimeter and see if you can knock it down. So far, Shenandoah has gone cold since that first quarter.
Wiggins fires. That one not as pretty as it was from the other end, and it's going to be Shenandoah basketball.
I thought Wiggins maybe forced that shot off the pick and roll. Shenandoah did a good job defensively collapsing once she came off that pick, and Wiggins, just looking for a shot, forced it.
Stewart trying to find Hill. Erica ranges down for it and travels, moving that pivot foot. But for Heritage Christian, a 20-point second quarter. What was going so right for Heritage Christian?
Well, again, I think their defense led to their offense. They really slowed down the offense of Shenandoah, but Wiggins really picked it up in that second quarter. She had 10 of her 15 in that second quarter, and also Tierney Brown had 4. So the 2 stars for your team did a good job offensively.
And here's Wiggins trying to catch the screen from Lee, but leaves that shot a little short. Just a little short.
It's been a sloppy third quarter, Jonathan, for both teams. A couple turnovers from Shenandoah, a couple air balls from Wiggins here in the second quarter. And, I think the rust from Shenandoah we kind of expected for their first game, but for Heritage Christian, we didn't expect to see this.
Looking for the record this time, and this shot by Perry a little short, so she tried from the left, tried from the right. Maybe she'll be able to find the middle next time. Here's Williams. Oh, not ready for it was Boer, but one bounce and up and in. That's Audrey's 4th point of the game.
And for Boer, she came in averaging 2 points a game. But again, if you're Big 2 or Wiggins and Brown, you'll take any contribution you can get from your role players, including Boer.
Nice pass by Perry, but Hill couldn't finish it. The ball will stay with Shenandoah, though. About 6 minutes to play. First game of the year for Shenandoah, 5th game of the year for Heritage Christian. And this is the first time Heritage Christian has played a school smaller than 4A, and Perry misses that one long into the arms of Courtney Lee. Courtney Lee, great year thus far, just under 14 rebounds a game. Williams, very confident shot that time for her 4th point.
And you saw the no hesitation off the screen and roll, recognized that the big was backing up, assuming she was going to drive to the lane. Williams recognized that and knocked down the jumper.
That was a bold decision by Perry, and it was plucked away by Heritage Christian. Boer not on target with the layup. Lee gets another rebound, and this one stolen by Perry. Catherine Perry is the all-time leading scorer at Shenandoah.
And it came out of in transition. Congratulations to Catherine Perry, all-time leading scorer at Shenandoah, but even a better job defensively, recognizing that was a lazy pass from Heritage Christian and got the steal.
No bucket here, and Perry's going to maintain possession. 1,404 points in her career. Nice give up there. And the bucket by Jenna Stewart, and we're going to give you a little glimpse at that shot again as we head to our timeout. It's a half timeout or a 30-second timeout. Here it is. And defense to offense.
Yep, and just a good job there by Catherine Perry. Your defensive instincts are really good. And that time, again, a lazy pass from Heritage Christian, and then just a better job defensively and a steal from Catherine Perry. And, again, we can't say any more congratulations to her. I mean, to score over 1,400 points for a school in your career is a feat that not a lot of high school athletes can do, given at their respective schools. So, again, congratulations to Catherine Perry on a monumental record for her.
And she did it. What I think is amazing is first game of her senior year. Mm-hmm. So think about that. She scored 1,400 points in barely over 3 seasons.
Yeah, and she still has the whole season to go to continue to add on to the record. So I wonder who's going to be the next person to try to beat that feat for Shenandoah. It could be a while.
Yeah, and that's now she's just every point she's going to have is going to continually break the school record. An amazing accomplishment by Catherine Perry, and it came third quarter on this November evening. And Courtney Lee gets her 4th point of the game with 4.5 to go.
And another good pass there from Wiggins.
Ooh, careful. Hill, Perry leaves that one a little long. We'll see what Erica can do. There's some room for her to work, and the Miami Hurricane is now bobbling around, and Perry misses a three. There's going to be a foul against Tierney Brown, it looks like, and that's her fourth.
And you see her walking to the bench. I wonder if the coach is going to take her out.
Let's see what Cassie Wiseman does. No, she's staying in for now. She's got time to think about it. And out goes Tierney. And in comes Lily Chapman, the freshman.
So again, we mentioned who's going to be guarding Erica Hill now with Brown out. Lee is still in the game, so I'm assuming in the zone Lee is going to be the main one guarding Hill. But again, she could be in foul trouble herself. So it's going to come down to if you can get Courtney Lee in some foul trouble as well. Look for Shenandoah to get the ball into Erica Hill.
And Hill she put up her big numbers mostly against Lee. This ball will be rebounded by Chapman, but now Lee already has two fouls.
Mm-hmm.
Wiggins. Nice pass by Williams and a nice defense by Erica Hill.
Good look there from Williams. She's had a really good game so far. She's only scored 4 points, but coming into the game, she averages about 5.5, 6 points. So she's at her average, but that's a good complementary role scoring average for Wiggins and Brown.
All right, he leaves that one a little short, and rebound for Erica Hill. Great rebounding battle tonight. Another bucket there by Catherine Perry. That's 11. She's going to continue to add to her record.
Wow.
How about that? Ari Wiggins, 17, and she's going to the line for more.
It's a good cross there over Catherine Perry. Faked left, went right, and then a nice Euro to go around the defender, finished with the right hand. Again, mentioned during the pregame show, Jonathan, she has scored over 20 points in every game so far this year. She looks well on her way to continue that streak today.
One of the few weaknesses of Wiggins' game is the free throw line. She leaves that one short, and it's a 6-point lead for Heritage Christian with 3 minutes to go. Zodi. Now Sodden. Ooh, looping one for Perry. She had to climb the ladder. Who wants to take this shot? Charles?
Well, you see Jenna Stewart there in the middle. She has to be the one to take that shot because the way they play that 2-3 zone, that's the way you're going to get your best-looking shot. If she can make a pass for someone on the wing to get a better one, so be it. But whoever's in the middle has to be the facilitator going through this 2-3 zone. That's the way to beat the 2-3 zone. And so far, Shenandoah's had a struggle trying to do it.
Zodi doesn't want to pull the trigger. Had Chapman closing out on her. And then traveling was either Zodi or Perry, probably Zodi. She's at least the one who reacted that way. But a pretty milestone-filled third quarter, even though we just have 66 points between these two teams. Catherine Perry breaking the Shenandoah school record for points. And a travel by Courtney Lee. And now this game has kind of entered a little bit of a stalemate over the last couple minutes.
Well, Perry did what she wanted to do, half of what she wanted to do. She wanted to come in and get the record. The other half for her is lead her team to a victory. Her team's down 6 now. She struggled to shoot the ball here in this game, but coaches will tell you shooters continue to shoot the ball. We'll see if she can find the range with the jumper.
No, a little too strong that time. Nice fight for the rebound by Stewart. Stolen right away by Courtney Lee. Going to Hope. Gets their own rebound. Full length of the floor action by Courtney Lee, and she sticks with it. The most hustling player in that juncture. Gets it back, and as is right and just, finishes.
Way to reward her. Reward your big man. Getting the rebound. She fought all hard for that rebound, then you give it back to her for 2 points.
Oh, errant pass. Length of the floor by Wiggins, and that's 19 for Ari.
Again, you see a defense leading to offense. You throw these high passes. The guards for Shenandoah are not tall, so you have to make a bounce pass or a chest pass. And then right now they're not doing that. They're all throwing it above the heads, and it's causing these turnovers. And Heritage Christian is just feasting, as we mentioned. That's what they love to do, feast the turnovers.
We'll keep it here with just under 90 seconds played, third quarter. Catherine Perry, impressive. Not the highest shooting percentage tonight, but the accomplishment that you can just etch in stone. It'll be placed all over the basketball gym at Shenandoah for years to come. And Ari Wiggins, 19 through 3 quarters, and she's been doing a lot from distance, not from three, but from the mid-range, in between the mid-range and the three-point arc. She's looked quite accurate, and that's typically something she can struggle with, but she's shooting with confidence and accurately.
Yeah, coming into the game, she was 45% from the field, only 5% from the three. We haven't seen her take too many threes. A lot of her shots have had the foot on the line, but she didn't knock those down. So she struggled with her shot a little bit, but she's come into tonight's matchup shooting the ball a little better than what she has all year. And then going back to Catherine Perry, again, you mentioned the record, and the only thing that is kind of unfortunate for her is, during the pandemic that we have going on, there's not a lot of fans, or if she's at home, for me personally, I'd like to break a record at home in front of the fans, but I'm sure with a bunch of fans and friends and family there, it could have been more sentimental to her. Not that she doesn't think it's a big accomplishment, but if you had to take one thing away from it, I'm sure she would like to have her friends and family there to see her with this accomplishment.
Nice pass to Hill from Perry. Sodden need it. Got it.
And they desperately needed that. They're going to have someone score the basketball besides Perry and Hill. The only one to score was Jenna Stewart with 4 points, so that's not going to get it done for Shenandoah. The role players are going to have to step up.
Pursuing the rebound was Hill, and this one smacked out of play by Perry. It's going to be a Heritage Christian ball on the baseline as we go under a minute to play here, third quarter. 7-point lead for Heritage Christian. Close game. Heritage Christian looked like the team at the beginning of the game who hadn't played yet, but Ari Wiggins in midseason form. She has 21.
And there's the streak as it continues. That's a guard no-no there by Rachel Sodden, picking the ball up at half court. And almost leads to a turnover.
Yeah, and coming to the rescue was Kayla Musterbaugh. This shot errant. And here comes Wiggins pressing down Perry. Euro stepping around and just tripped. They're going to say a foul on Perry. Yeah, it'll be Perry's second.
And that's good effort there by Catherine Perry. You missed a shot, but you get back on the defensive side and make sure Wiggins does not get an easy transition basket. Make it difficult for Fowler or put up the free throw line where she struggled.
Wiggins, nice pass. Williams, good. It's the biggest lead of the game for Heritage Christian.
And Williams, again, she's had a nice game so far in her complementary role. Complementary players are going to have to score for both of these teams when you have two big players as you do to score the basketball a lot.
Maybe in time for a heave. We'll see how Heritage Christian plays this out with 2 8/10 remaining. Their biggest lead of the game for Heritage Christian.
Well, see, you full court press Wiggins, but she's left-handed, so you get her going to her left. You get her in a motion of shot.
Oh, it's online, but a little long and a little high, and it is a big lead for Heritage Christian. 11 going into the fourth quarter here in Indiana SRN.
Faith in a company is extremely important, and Johnson Mellon puts their money where their mouth is. In the past several years, we've, as a company, had tithed, which is pretty unheard of.
Things from donating equipment to churches, helping non-for-profits, helping wounded warriors, working with the Catholic community, the churches, a lot of people that may be even struggling that help daycares, help children come into this industry. So we do a lot of donations back to the community, but also our workers and our team also helps in those projects.
Welcome back, everybody. Great third quarter by Heritage Christian. They looked quite impressive. Check that scorebook out there, Charles.
We have 15 points in that third quarter for Heritage Christian, only 9 for Shenandoah. They scored 6 points in the second, so the shooting woes continue. They're going to need another quarter like they did in that first where they scored 18. Get the ball back to Erica Hill in the post and let her do her work.
Player Swarm Perry, it squeaks out to Sodden, and that one a little short. And this is dangerous room for Shenandoah. Ari Wiggins on the fast break, although she misses. Now Perry will try. With numbers, pops the J, leaves it long, and doesn't get the second bounce. Easy rebound for Lee. 3 players in double figures so far tonight. Wiggins leads them all with 21. Erica Hill has 15 for Shenandoah. And here she is leading the fast break. Now Perry, who has 11, back to Hill, and she's going to the line looking to add to her 15.
You see the unselfishness there from Perry, but maybe since she's not the biggest on the court, she wanted to pass the ball. You'd like to see her go up for that transition layup there, but again, you can't knock the unselfishness to get it to your other star player on the team, Erica Hill. But again, she only shoots 53% from the free throw line, where I'm sure Catherine Perry shoots the ball at a much better clip than Hill. So that's something you have to recognize if you're Shenandoah. Even though you want to be unselfish, who's the better free throw shooter if you know you're going to get fouled to get to the line? You find yourself down 11 points, you're going to need all the points you can get.
Really just wants one here after missing the first. Nope. Almost got the rebound, though. The lead is 11 for Heritage Christian. A little dangerous pass by Wiggins. Williams tries to bail her out, but coming away with it is the senior Jenna Stewart. Long pass to Sodden. Down low to Hill. 44 on 44. And a foul drawn by Hill on Lee, and she's going to the line with 17.
And again, I think that's what they're going to have to do this quarter. They're going to have to get the ball down to Erica Hill. You don't seem to be shooting the ball particularly well from the perimeter, anyone on the team. So at 35-44, Heritage Christian right now. Let's see if they can get it down to an 8-point lead, which they do.
That's 18 for Erica Hill, and that trims it down to single digits. Now it's going to come on the defensive end, though, Charles, if Shenandoah is going to be able to make this comeback. They need to cool down Heritage Christian.
We see the defense picking up a little bit for Shenandoah. Again, they're going to stick with that zone. Heritage Christian has shot the ball better than they have all season, but if you're Shenandoah, you got to stick with the zone.
There you go. Tierney Brown has 10.
And she was in foul trouble in that third quarter. She has 4 fouls, so one more and she's done, but that's a good sight to see for her.
Hill, bounce pass, and that is erased by Tierney Brown. Got to keep her clean out of those foul can't get another one, as you so eloquently put it, and this will stay with Heritage Christian. It'll be Courtney Lee off the inbound. And Brown tries another 3. Leaves this one, well, at least put it a little bit long. Then a loose ball foul against Shenandoah. Or correction. That's against Tierney Brown. That's her 5th. So wow. Brown is done. A loose ball foul with 6 minutes to play in the 4th. And if you're Shenandoah, you're down 11. But the second best player on Heritage Christian is now out of the game for the rest of the way, and that's one of the best low post defenders. So the moment's yours now if you're Shenandoah. Sodden, long on the 3, loose ball on the rebound, and here's Ari Wiggins.
Might have got away with a double dribble there for Wiggins. Still leads to a turnover, but then they turn it over again.
Yeah, steals it right back. And off the glass, no. Gets her own rebound, draws the contact, and going to the line.
She's relentless on the effort on the offensive side. She misses it, but then she just continues to get the rebounds and put the ball back up. It's going to be interesting to see how she's going to be used in Michigan. Again, I think some things she can improve on is her jump shot and her free throw shooting, but her transition game, and she knows when to pick her shots, when she wants to get that shot. She's really good at that, but, again, as a high school senior, she's got the entire collegiate career to work on that stuff, and I'm sure she's only going to get better in time for Ari Wiggins.
And 24, she entered the game averaging a little over 25, been in the 20s each game this season at least. Well, a bit of an errant pass, but it was deflected by Jasmine Williams. Heritage Christian not playing in 4A this year, but they need Ari Wiggins full force if they want to be able to make a run at another state championship, of which they have many, 7 of them. Perry a little wild on that attempt. Gets it back, though, for 3. No. And a rebound by Molly Eckel, making her first appearance of the year.
Yeah, it's just been a tough shooting day for Catherine Hill.
And that was a bold pass attempt that was played well by Erica Hill, who's trailing, and Perry not able to get a good shot off. And this opportunity for Shenandoah is going the wrong direction. Heritage Christian has their biggest lead of the game, 50-36.
Again, when you're a small player like Catherine Hill, Perry, it's tough to try to create your own shots. You have to be good in so many other ways, and she is a really good scorer, but going down in the paint, for those tough layups is going to be really tough. She has to really focus on her jump shot, and just tonight her jump shot has just not been there.
Williams tries to thread it and does to Lee, but she leaves it short on the shot attempt. Now we'll see if Shenandoah can cut into that 14-point deficit. Perry. No, off the side. A little wild on the three-point attempt. Nice pass by Wiggins, up to Williams and in. There's what Michigan gets right there, Charles.
Yeah, again, the court vision from her. She does so many things well. She sees the court. She knows when to pick her jump shots, when to shoot them. And again, Michigan is going to be in good hands if they can get that Ari Wiggins.
Oh, nice low post move by Erica Hill. She now has 20. That was a little bit of a David West action on that low post move. Fadeaway J splashed in by Wiggins on the other end of the floor. Takes it back to a 14-point margin. Perry off the glass and good. 13 for Kat Perry. And this will be Shenandoah's ball with about 3 minutes to play. So this next minute is going to be critical for Shenandoah. They need to get all stops and then get some positive offensive possessions.
It's going to we'll see if they can score the basket. They're going to have to get some perimeter jump shots.
Like that.
There you go.
Like that. That's 16 now for Perry.
And again, for shooters, once you see one go in, that helps your confidence. She struggled all game from three-point range, and now that she sees one go in, maybe that'll get her going. Shenandoah's offense has not been a bad offense. They've run some pick and some flares for the shooters. They just haven't been able to knock them down. But you mentioned this last minute being critical, Jonathan. If they can get some stops and then start knocking down some of these perimeter jump shots, they're going to be right back in this game.
Well, they've cut it to 11, Charles, and we've seen Perry has attempted quite a few of those threes, but she's getting made that last one. It's almost, you don't want to say Shenandoah's game plan should just be relying on her and Hill, but that's kind of been the case for this game. They've combined for 36 of their 43 points.
Yeah, and that goes the same for Heritage Christian though too. You have two players who are predominantly your ball scorers. But when you have that, it comes down to who can score and the complementary roles. And just so far, Heritage Christian has done a better job at that than Shenandoah. There's only been two other players to score for Shenandoah, and that's Rachel Sodden and Jenna Stewart combined. They have 7 points. For Heritage Christian, you have Jasmine Williams, who has 8 points, Booer has 4, and Courtney Lee has 6. So, when you get other role players to score the basketball, that just all helps your team out overall, especially if your main guys are struggling.
All right, Wiggins is not struggling. She has the ball now and 26 points to her credit. I'm going to put Erica Hill trying to force her to move it. Double team came. And now Heritage Christian looking to play a little bit of keep away action. This will stay with the Eagles. Talked with Damian Wyatt, the Shenandoah head coach, before the game, and he and Cassie Weissman in the same boat. A turnover, hold that thought on that story. And it's going to be a foul on Jasmine Williams, I believe. But both of them just thankful and ready to be playing basketball. Shenandoah, a little bit of a later start than Heritage Christian, but he's just like, it didn't matter who they were going to play, but they're glad they can just get out there and be able to play some basketball.
And especially during the pandemic times, it's hard for teams to try to play. And again, I think we're all just lucky to be able to play basketball and the state guidelines and staying safe.
Wiggins with the contact and is going to the line. Or no, I think they're going to say it was on the floor. The foul is on Erica Hill, her third. So it is on the floor, and it's a 9-point margin, and this is crucial for Shenandoah. Just 3 possessions.
But you're going to have to knock down their perimeter jump shots. There's no shot clock in high school, so theoretically Heritage Christian can't just run out this last minute 48. We'll see if they want to do that. The defense is going to have to ramp up here for Shenandoah.
Oh, she dribbled it off. Stewart's foot, and here's Perry, takes it herself, and a blocking foul rather, has been called against Jasmine Williams, her second.
But again, that time Perry didn't pass the ball to Hill on that transition. She took it herself. Again, she's more than likely a better free throw shooter than Erica Hill is.
She is. She's about 80%.
Yeah. So get your better free throw shooter in the line because you need these 2 points right here to see if she can knock it down.
No, not on the first.
That's called the old broadcaster's jinx.
Yeah. The fine folks in Middletown, Indiana are not going to like you, Charles.
I send my sincerest apologies to Middletown.
It's a full timeout. We'll take it 2. Heritage Christian leads by 9 on Indiana SRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Welcome back, everybody. 91 seconds to play here at Heritage Christian High School. Historic night for Shenandoah. Catherine Perry sets the new school record. She's currently bettered that record 3 more times since then, but now she's at the line looking to get her 17th point and cut this to an 8-point margin. And she doesn't get any of them, but she gets her own rebound, shovels it off to Zodi, who did not want to shoot. Perry misses a 3, saved by Hill. Now it's Wiggins, and Ari turns up the sideline, and she has got a wind at her back and is able to back off the gas pedal, and Heritage Christian's looking like they're going on for a 3rd victory of this early season.
And that's tough for Hill because Perry, you missed the 2 free throws. You said she's an 80% free throw shooter. She hasn't shot the ball well all game today, and that struggle has led to the free throw line. She got an opportunity to shoot a 3, and you needed that 3, and you couldn't knock that down either. So you come away empty-handed on a transition play, and now you got to somehow get some turnovers here in the next minute.
That's going to be tough. Wiggins, very good ball handler. And now they've spread it all around. 50 seconds to play, roughly. Ari Wiggins, 26 points tonight. Tierney Brown, 10. Jasmine Williams has 8 thus far. 6 for Courtney Lee. She did her yeoman's work down low. And this ball's tied up, and it's going to be a foul called, I think, against Stewart. It is, and that'll be her second. So 45 seconds to play, another inbound coming up. Coming up next for Heritage Christian, they host Guerin Catholic on Saturday for a Circle City Conference matchup. Then they go to Pike. We will have that on the radio. And then Ron Colley comes calling December 3rd. Wiggins looks for 28, can't get it. Hill the rebound. Sends it over to Perry. Why not? But this shot is missed, and this rebound will get back to Perry, who makes the 3 and has 19. And a full timeout by Shenandoah. We will keep that one here, though. Shenandoah's next schedule is going to get busy. On Saturday, Cambridge City Lincoln, first home game of the year for the Raiders. Then they go on the road to Eastern Hancock and Frankton. And Eastern Hancock games next Tuesday, and then Frankton's on Friday. So it's going to get into the thick of the action quickly. The boys' basketball season starting soon. The state championships for football are looming, not this week, but the next. Thanksgiving's coming up. It's a fun time of year.
Yeah, Thanksgiving next week. I can't wait to have a full plate of turkey and mashed potatoes and mac and cheese in front of me and sitting down watching some football. And, but that's also the start of basketball season, as you mentioned, for both girls and boys. So, it's going to be a busy month of November and December leading into January, and especially with everything, as we mentioned, the times going around, it's going to be interesting to see how many games we're going to be able to get played and if we're going to be allowed inside the gyms, because we're at a remote location. So it's going to be an interesting 2-3 months, especially with all the basketball and football sectionals and finals going on. We'll see what happens.
Here's Wiggins, eludes that double team, gets by another. Now to Lee. Need to kill off a few more seconds here, but Perry won't let him. She uncorks a bomb. Missed it a little short. Rebound is claimed by Muterspa. Perry a 3. No, and that will be close to doing it. It's going to be Shenandoah, one more inbound, and that's going to wrap it up for us. Perry has 19. Erica Hill, 22. Great game by Erica. The only other 2 players to score for Shenandoah thus far, Jenna Stewart and Rachel Sodden. In the final, buzzer has rung. Heritage Christian wins 54-48. Charles, some final thoughts from you.
Well, Shenandoah finally had their best quarter, but it just came a little bit too late as their offense just really sputtered in that second and third quarter. But all in all, tough game. Again, congratulations to Catherine Perry for having the all-time school record scoring at Shenandoah. Again, can't say enough about her. Just a tough shooting day for Shenandoah. For Heritage Christian, a good day for Ari Wiggins once again. Over 20 points. She continues her streak. And then even though Tierney Brown fouled out, she still had a nice complimentary role, scoring double digits as well.
So alongside everybody here at Indiana SRN, you see the final 54-48. Alongside Charles Benberry, I'm Jonathan Mathis. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday evening, and we'll see you next time on Indiana SRN. Heritage Christian wins it on Indiana SRN. We're always in the game.
Nope, you guys are free to leave. I buy and flip cars. I have a 40-hour work week, and I do this on the side.